Hello there, and welcome back to the Disc Connected. I am here to go over this film Srigala that was released by Vision and share why you should probably give this a watch. Srigala is a 1981 film from Indonesia that has been pretty much only known as being a Friday the 13th ripoff for forever. And I got a little beef with that, I gotta be honest, because really the only time this even feels like a Friday the 13th ripoff is the last 30 minutes of the movie, and it's so much more than that. So let's break this down. Vision has this up on their website. I got this as part of my subscription. I'm very, very glad that I had this, but really wanted to go into what really makes this movie exciting. So first off, the movie starts with a kill. It's kind of silly. It's a little cheesy, but then there's no other kill for the next hour of the movie. And so for everybody to call this a Friday the 13th ripoff, it doesn't really feel like that to me. It's about these individuals that are going to this area that looks like a lake, and they happen upon some things underwater. They're a diving team, and they find something that they shouldn't have found, basically. And eventually, there's somebody that comes upon them as they are searching, and there turns into this boat chase. And the only reason I'm highlighting this is because, oh my god, this boat chase! This boat chase is amazing. You do not expect to open Srigala and see this wonderful 2 speedboat chase going over this lake, ending up in one of the most tense endings to an action scene in a seemingly horror ripoff that I've ever seen. It's incredible. After that, there's some other silly things, some interesting dialogue, but then we get to the real meat of the story, which is the last half hour when people actually start to be taken out, and there's some deaths, and finding out the backstory behind who's killing and why, and where a body was hidden, that sort of thing. All of that to say, this movie's a lot of fun. It has so much more than the Friday the 13th ripoff aspect that you just kind of have to see to believe. This has a brand new 2K restoration on it, and this movie, I've never seen the original. This was my first dabble into this film, but it looks way better than expected. For an Indonesian film that's 42 years old, this looks incredible. And really that all comes from Vision, how much work they put into this. I really want to say that they clearly had a lot of love for this movie, which Brad is very vocally a big fan of this, and has tracked down bootlegs. He watched this numerous times without English subtitles before he was able to get a good version with English subs, and it shows that it's something that they care about deeply. Extras on this. So we've got some interesting interviews. We've got 4 different interviews. The biggest one is they got Barry Prima to sit down and do an interview. He historically doesn't really do that, and so that was great. They got 3 other individuals that were a part of this film, and they're not super long. They're all at most 6 minutes. One of them's only 3 minutes. That being said, you can tell that they are looking back on this film fondly. They came from the circle of friends. They had a good time making it. Most of them seem baffled that people care about this movie. It seems like they're hopeful about this being recognized in the US. So I'm glad that Vision was able to track them down and do these interviews. It's a really, really great supplement to a film that not many people have seen. This is one that it definitely didn't have a release outside of Indonesia, and I don't think that this even had a known release in Indonesia other than maybe VHS. I think this is the first time on disc anywhere in the world, legally at least. And I'm stoked that Vision would go through the trouble to make this kind of love and respect for a film known and share it with the world. They're doing great stuff. Their subscription is looking more and more valuable as time goes on, and the number of things they have coming, it seems to be a really great slate to be a part of. So Overall, really enjoyed this. Had way more fun than I expected. I tend to like films from like Indonesia and the Philippines and that area for multiple reasons. Because they're these underseen filmmaking groups from these deeper parts of Asia that it's just people putting their all into something and having a great time doing it. Really enjoyed this. I highly recommend you give it a shot, but TerraVision just really seemed to knock it out of the park on this one. If I had to rate it, I give this one an easy 4 out of 5 for me. It might be different for you. If you're interested in voting on the next title that I review, you can check out that Patreon link in the description below. This one was voted on by my Patreon, and I will be putting up the next one in the next couple of days after this comes out. So thank you guys. So glad that I was able to do this one. I hope that this sounds appealing to you and that you are pushing the boundaries of what you may be interested in cinematically. Thanks for watching. As usual, from one collector to all of you, have a good night. Thank you for watching The Disconnected. On the way out, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, that you've liked the video, and that you've copied the link to be able to share it with someone else that may appreciate this.